In this video, we are going to take a look into CAPTCHA as a service. Okay, so this CAPTCHA as a service is completely done using Python Flask application. Okay, so it's completely running under the Python base. Okay, and if you could see this right, you'll be able to see this CAPTCHA characters, and if I hit the refresh button, optionally you can change the CAPTCHA images. Okay, and the main use case is it gives a JSON response. Okay, when I just click give a wrong information, it's going to give me a CAPTCHA response which is did not match. And suppose if you give the correct response, MN66 capital M, so it gives me a CAPTCHA matched. Okay, so this is something that you can inherit it in any front-end applications, and you can use it along with the username, password and authentication. Okay, so that will be helpful. So I will be sharing the respective source codes to you, so you can take it and modify it as you like, and use this as a security for your applications. Okay, so now let's when we have seen the JSON response of this just in the UI, now let's take a look at this responses in the log. So from the logs, right, you will be able to integrate with your username and password authentication. Let's take a look into the logs. So this is the JSON CAPTCHA project directory according to me. So I have a log generated, so let me check the logs. Tail -f CAPTCHA log. Okay, so let me clear this always. So nice. Now next, if I give the tail, now let me go here. Okay, so let me keep it restored. So yeah, if I'm going to give a wrong JSON, means the wrong input, I will be able to see this log here just generated the side as CAPTCHA did not match. Okay, you can see this, the respective timestamp. Okay, and also followed by CAPTCHA did not match. Kindly ignore the below one, just look at these responses. Okay, and if I just go back and just refresh this page, so automatically, right, at every single session I have designed it in such a way that if I keep on refreshing the page, right, if I refresh like this, the image keeps changing, and also at the side you will be able to see the CAPTCHA image is getting regenerated again and again with respective timestamps. Okay, that is one such thing. Now what will happen if I'm going to give the right CAPTCHA inside this page? So let's check that. QS1 QS1 capital S and small b. Hope I'm right. So let me submit it. It says CAPTCHA matched in my web, and also I'm able to see a log here, the timestamp saying CAPTCHA matched. So using this information, right, you can integrate it with your web applications to decide what needs to be done during the authentication process, right? So that is the actual use case here. Now I will show you the important files that is needed to execute this project. Okay, so so this is my directory. Okay, root JSON CAPTCHA. So here is my source code, everything, all dependent files exists. Okay, so all these files are very important that I need to keep it inside this directory to get this working. The 5 files, I will share all these 5 files in a Google Drive, and I will put it on the YouTube description, and also I will tag it to my blog, so you can go there and download it, watch this video, try it yourself, read the source code, understand yourself, and you can integrate it with any system, or you can tune it as you like. So there is no third-party integration here. All we are just using is only the Python's CAPTCHA package. Okay, so now before going to each and all these file lights, I'll just show you the dependencies that I have. I will share that also with you. So inside this CAPTCHA refresh, okay, here I have given a readme file. So these 3 things are very important, and its versions, and mainly the version dependency is there for this pillow, pip install pillow. It should be 832.version, only then the Python CAPTCHA will work. Okay, this is a Python package pillow 832, and you need a Python Flask, and you need a Python package CAPTCHA library also to be installed. okay, just have a look into this, just go through this and just ensure those respective libraries are getting installed. So Flask and CAPTCHA pip install, CAPTCHA pip install Flask will do the necessary things, it's not a problem. But when it comes to the pillow write, the image write, this is what this particular library responsible for creating those texts inside the CAPTCHA. Okay, so this is very important, and mainly this particular version only works for this particular source code. So make a note of the pillow version, just copy this and paste it so it gets installed with the right version. Okay, that's the only thing. Now let's go to the project directory. Okay, so this something deals with the font, and this is the CAPTCHA HTML page, which is responsible for this page, how you are displaying this CAPTCHA service. And alright, when you refresh it, right, all these font size, and there is a loop here to keep this text intact, and you need to get an user input and submit button. Everything is taken care inside this CAPTCHA HTML page. So let me just give a keep catch. I don't want to give much explanation in this, but this is what is actually responsible, right? The mainly the refresh button, right, that it is dealing with it, and you have all the submit button information also here, right? So the submit button. Okay, so this is responsible for this page info. So that is the HTML page. And next is the important, the Python Flask application for CAPTCHA, right? This is the core script. So when you run this Python script itself, this log file will get generated. It is written in that way. So let's take a look into that Python file. So I don't know, so big it is, so I don't want to explain everything. So you can just check the Python packages that I have used it here. Okay, so I am running this particular Python script at port number 5001. Okay, so this HTML, whatever you see in the front end, is integrated in such a way that it handles everything at the front end, right? So this HTML file will work only with this particular CAPTCHA Python program design. Okay, and similarly you automatically get this CAPTCHA log file outside, and this PNG file, just use it as it is. So that's why you get this dimensions. If you read the source code, it will help you why I have kept this here. So I took Geek for Geeks as a reference, and I use that library from there. So from there, that is the base for me to create this code. Okay, all these dimensions, you can read the code and you can get it understanding. Okay, so this is the thing. So I have explained about the logs also, how it actually works. So this is what the project is all about. And two things, I will show you how I am running this particular file at the backend as a Linux service. So let's go there, cd/etc systemd system. Okay, so ls. So you can see yeah, okay, can you see here CAPTCHA JSON service, right? So this is the particular service. Let's cat it and see what is there. And if you could see it here, right, CAPTCHA JSON, right? So this is the root directory where I'm using the project, the CAPTCHA JSON.py. See this file, it is getting integrated here, and this is going to be my working directory. Okay, that one particular service, that's all. So I don't have any other services installed, only that particular service, else nothing. Okay, so you can work on that, right, so that it works continuously at the back end. Okay, so that is the information. So once you clear the service file, right, whatever you're seeing it here, this I have given this here directly in the CAPTCHA JSON service. You can just open Notepad and you can read it for yourself. So I'll just show you how once I create this Linux service file, right, you need to ensure, you need to give the daemon reload, you need to give start service, you need to give enable, you need to give status, right? All these 4 things are mandatory. So let me just go back to the history. Once you create the Linux service, these 4 steps are very important. Let me show you it as a sample. So once I create the Linux service, I need to give the sudo systemctl daemon reload, then sudo systemctl start, then whatever service that you give, then you need to give enable, then you need to give status accordingly, so that the service starts and running in the backend. Okay, so next I will talk about how I have integrated this application with Nginx proxy. Okay, let's see that. So cd space JSON CAPTCHA, this is my directory. So ls, so here what I can see is that this file, let me just take a look at the port number at what it is actually running. So here it is 127.0.0.1 is the IP and 5001 is the project. So that's the project port number, which that is running on the Flask service is running at 5001 port. So let me go ahead and see that in Nginx, etc Nginx vi Nginx conf. So I'll show you how it is actually it has got included. So let me quickly grab the what the configuration that is actually in needed, and I will grab it in a notepad quick, so you can host it in a very secure way, having it as a SSL service with SSL service. Okay, so CAPTCHA, and these things are needed. Okay, okay, so let me close with that server. Okay, so this starts here and this case is closed. Okay, so these two things, they match. Okay, and if you could look at this, right, /CAPTCHA, that is what the actual, if you could look at this 5000 port number with the Python script, right, the same port number service is here. Okay, so /, this is the actual application, and this part is actually given mainly for the refresh button to work. You're having a refresh button, right, at the front, something very similar to this. So you can, this refresh button which is responsible for, right, so this functionality, it is done from the Nginx using this refresh only, then the refresh button will work. So ensure these location things match your Python script which is running this application over here. So the application resides in /CAPTCHA. So it is going to be https jegantest.in /CAPTCHA, where the application, but the refresh button, this is actually tagged at the backend in the Python script for this particular button, whatever you see in the front end. So I'm not going to call that here. So that is already tagged here in the refresh button. Okay, that is for that functionality. So you need to have everything in place once you run that particular captcha_json.py file. So the application, and this is mainly for the refresh button. Okay, this is how it works. Just follow the same procedure, only then it will work properly. So thereby making this application publicly visible in a secure way, because here I am not exposing the any, I am very specific at the local host, because the Nginx and the Flask application is running locally, not with any, so nobody can reach it directly. So the only way they can reach this application through only through this link exposed, http jegantest.in /CAPTCHA. If I'm going to refresh it, every session it keeps changing. Okay, this is what it is. So the whole set of source codes, whatever you are seeing it here, right, the dependency file, the font file, the CAPTCHA front end source code HTML page, this PNG file, it is mandatory, and the captcha_json.py file, then how you run it in the Linux backend service, and what are the dependency packages needed to run this particular software, captcha_json.py file. So these three things, Pillow, Flask and CAPTCHA, it's mandate. Mainly in Pillow you need to have this 8.3.2 version. Okay, so if you have this running, then you can have the service up and running, and you can integrate with your authentication, username and password authentication. Okay, so what I will be doing is the whole file, the whole thing, I will upload it in the Google Drive and share it in the YouTube description, and also I will update the same details in my blog. Okay, so I hope this video was informative, and thank you for watching.